All right, guys, our next project is this little box for tags, and there's 6 tags inside. They're gorgeous. And so I'm going to show you how to make each of these tags. They're pretty easy. And then the box that they come in. So we'll start with the box, and then, like I said, I'll show you each of these tags. So first off, the box is pretty simple. It's going to be 2 pieces of cardstock that make it up from Crumb Cake. The first is a quarter sheet, so 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then the second is a piece that is 7, hold on, let me grab my piece of paper here, my cheat sheet, 7 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to score this at 3/4 of an inch twice on 3 sides. Okay, so what does that mean? So I'm going to take my trimmer and I'm going to go, that's 3/4 of an inch right there. And I will score that once. And then I'll do another 3/4 of an inch, which is just up to the edge of the measuring piece twice. So that's 3/4 twice. We'll do it again here. 3/4, 3/4, and oops, don't cut. 3/4 and 3/4. Okay, so we've gotten our 2 score lines on the 2 short sides and 1 long side. All right, now we also want to take and cut out the square in the corner, and it's the full big square, not the little one. So we'll just cut on those score lines like so, here and here. You could use your trimmer for this too, by the way, if that is easier for you to do. All right, now I want to score on all of those score lines. So I'll grab my scoring, or my bone folder, and give each of these a good crease. When you do that, it really helps make your box a little bit crisper and nicer looking. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to fold all those 3 sides in to form our box, and then we're going to glue this onto our panel here. And when we do that, it's nice and clean looking all the way around. Okay, so a couple pieces of advice. One, I would use Seal Plus for this, or Tear and Tape, because it's nice, strong adhesive. And I find it's really helpful to put a little bit of Seal Plus in these 2 furthest corners right here. Okay, because what that's going to do is you can just bring this piece up and then hold the corner together with just that little bit of Seal Plus, like that. You could probably use a glue dot too. Seal Plus is so strong. I love it. Okay, so there we go. They're all on. Then what I'm going to do is, I can use this as a guide, but I'm just going to put adhesive right here, here, and here. Okay, and then I'm going to adhere this base right onto my box. And you do want to make sure you have it lined up correctly, because once you put that on, there's really no turning back. Seal Plus adheres like a champ. So, okay, and again, Tear and Tape will do the job also. I just wouldn't use regular seal because it probably won't hold up. Okay, so there's our box. That was really easy. All right, you can see I used my bone folder to kind of burnish those spots where the adhesive was. Now we want to decorate it. So I'm going to cut a 4x4 piece of printed paper. You can do whatever pattern you want. We're also going to wrap printed paper around our box too. So 4x4 will fit inside, and you can use Seal, well, maybe I'll use Seal Plus just to make sure it does not come off. go. And we'll just position that right in here. It's kind of like the layer on a card. It just has a little bit of border of the crumb cake. Okay, so that looks good. And then I also need a 2.5 by, I think I have a 12-inch piece, but you're going to need to cut about 1 inch off. So I'm actually going to do that quick. Just making sure this is indeed 12 inches. It is. So I'm just going to cut 1 inch off because we don't need that. It will overlap too much. Okay. So now to put this on, what I recommend is putting a little adhesive in the center. Oops, I'm using the wrong one. There we go. Again, Seal Plus. So I'm just going to put a little bit on the center to kind of hold this in place. Okay. And then what I want to do is kind of just wrap it around. And when I do that, I'm going to press on these corners. They'll help get everything lined up. And so that it's nice and smooth, I'll put a little adhesive here. This is, again, I don't put the adhesive on until after I've kind of bent the corners around. All right, and then I'll do the same thing over here. Bend the corners around first. Give it a crease with your hands. I'm kind of sticking my thumb in here to hold everything on nice and steady. Okay, oh, that looks so good. So good. And then you want to make sure your ends kind of line up. If they're a little off kilter, see what you can do to sort of line them back up. But I find when I kind of bend as I go, I get pretty good results. I'm going to put a little bit right there. Line it up. This just really helps get everything on your box very nicely. Okay, so get that adhered down and then pull this over and look at it's lining up like a champ. I love it. All right, so there we go. There is our box and it's pretty. Okay, I also added a little embellishment of this bedazzling. This is 1 inch by 4.25 inches. And so that will fit right on here. I give just a little bit of a gap, so it's just on the front, and then we'll tie some ribbon around the whole box. Now you can do a bow or a knot. I chose a knot, but like I said, a bow is fine to whatever your comfort level is. And I chose not, I thought about embellishing this with either like a pine cone or something, and I ultimately chose not to because I kind of felt like the paper I chose was a fairly busy pattern, and as a result, I felt I didn't need much decoration. You could personalize this and put somebody's name on it or whatever you want to do if you'd like. But I left mine as is because the other thing is we're going to put all those tags in here. Okay, so there's our box. Our next video will show you the tags. Ooh, but maybe, well, yeah, I'll just do the next video.